sure that some of you may be surprised to learn that musically, I had a very normal childhood. I was not a voice soprano. I did not sing in a voice choir or any sort of special group. I sang in school choirs and church choirs, just like regular kids my own age. My first real outlet for creativity came when I turned 7 years old. My parents were wonderful at giving very creative-oriented toys to my sister and I. And on my 7th birthday, they were rather torn as to what to give me. And even though I had never shown a particular interest in puppetry, they gave me a puppet stage. Not really sure what I would do with it. Well, the short of it is, in a very short time, I turned it into a business. And I began first, of course, doing the proverbial shows in the garage, which matriculated to children's birthday parties and television, and it stayed with me all the way up through college. It was during these days of doing puppetry that the characters first started to emerge in me. These voices, these people, male and female from all points of the globe. And the thing that I loved about puppetry and that I loved about these characters is that people saw the output of what I did, but they didn't see me because, remember, I was behind a puppet screen. And it was during this time that, especially at such a young age, that great character development that would stay with me the rest of my life was created. And the second thing that came along in my life as a creative outlet occurred in junior high school. My father, a Presbyterian minister, had been transferred to a Presbyterian church in the Delta part of Mississippi. And there was a lady in our church, Mrs. Barrett. Mrs. Barrett was an elocution teacher. I don't know if we have those anymore. But Mrs. Barrett also was a drama teacher. And she and I just bonded immediately. And we would sit in her home, and she would pull out these radio monologue books from the 1920s and 30s and even 19-teens. And in these books were contained fascinating characters, far different from a 13 and 14-year-old boy. And I took to them. I got under their skin. So you can see already how points are starting to come together in a very interesting way. It wasn't until my sophomore year in high school that the choir in our school was invited to attend a national choral competition. And at this choral competition, there was a solo division. And the music director for our choir asked my parents if he could enroll me in the solo division. Now, I had never done anything like this before. And my parents were a little tentative about it, but he assured them that he would use great care in the music he would pick for me to sing, and especially great care in how he would teach me to sing this piece of music. So off we went to Enid, Oklahoma, to this competition. And I remember the day that I had to do the solo competition. And there were so many kids there, they were all so nervous, and I was studying out of a history book. I thought, oh well, we'll see what happens. And so this next piece is the piece I did that day. It's a lovely art song by Roger Quilter, entitled Dream Valley. And when I'm done, I'll tell you what the outcome